Alpha 18 for 7 Days to Die introduced a rather unique aspect into the game. They completely 100% revamped the skill books. With 16 different categories and 7 books per category, they introduced a total of 112 new skill books that offer unique perks and bonuses to your character. But which books are the best? Which ones are the ones that you should really be on the lookout for? We're going to be discussing the top 10 skill books for 7 Days to Die Alpha 18 right here in Saven's World. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Saven's World, the gaming channel for the average gamer by an average gamer. And today we are counting down the top 10 best skill books to find in 7 Days to Die Alpha 18. Now, these are not, I guess, in any particular order. I do believe some of them are better than others. But these are my list of the top 10 that I really like. I think they're the ones that are the most universally effective. They're not specific to one weapon, generally speaking. They have the widest area of effect. They affect your gameplay the most out of the 112 books that are available. So these are my top 10. Yours may differ than mine. If they do, drop down in the comments. Let me know which ones do you think I should have added, which ones you think should not be on my list that are, and let me know down below what you folks think. What's your list of the top 10 skill books? But for now, this is my list of the top 10 skill books in 7 Days to Die Alpha 18. We're going to jump right into number 10, Urban Combat Volume 6. Urban Combat Volume 6 gives you the Adrenaline Rush perk. Use the Adrenaline Rush of combat to energize your body. Armor doesn't slow you down when in combat. Now that is an excellent perk. Let's go ahead and take a look at our character here. I went ahead and we've got fully decked out Tier 6 steel armor, but I didn't put any mods in it because I wanted just the base stats so you can see. The helmet gives you a negative 6% mobility. The steel chest armor, negative 6. The steel gloves, negative 6. Steel leg armor, negative 6. And the steel boots, negative 6. So heavy armor gives you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's negative 30% mobility while wearing the steel armor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn in some zombie jerks. We're going to have at him with our trusty baseball bat here before we read the book. Then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to spawn in some zombie jerks after we read the book and see if we can notice a difference. But that negative 30% penalty to movement while in combat, that's pretty major. That's major. And that book can get you out of a lot of sticky situations. So let's go ahead and let's get the zombie jerks spawned in here. All right, so here we go. Let's get their AI turned back on, and let's see how our mobility is without the book. We are definitely moving pretty darn slow. Ow! Run away! Run away! Oh, I can't run away. I'm out of stamina. And the last one. Come on, zombie jerk. All right, there we go. So they are all down. I did notice that I was moving very, very slow. So now what we're going to do, we are going to reset, get our health and stamina back. We're going to go into our inventory here, and we are going to read this book. So now armor does not slow you down when in combat, which means that negative 30% movement penalty should be negated by this book. So we're going to go ahead and read this bad boy. There we go. Now we're going to spawn in the exact same zombies, and we're going to do this all over again and see how our movement was affected. All right, same zombies. Let's do this thing. Come on, you zombie jerks. Oh, I'm moving a lot faster. So much faster. Look how much faster I can move away. I'm not sprinting. I'm just normal movement speed. Nope. Slow down there, little lady. I am moving so much faster. I mean, that 30% is a killer. Especially with heavy armor. Because the negative movement penalty for heavy armor is a lot more than it is for light armor. Come on, guys. Oh, yeah. Baseball bat to the face. Why are you so mad, Mo? Oh, he burned to death. Ha ha! So there you go. That was a pretty good demonstration of just how effective Urban Combat Volume 6 really is. Especially if you're going to go into a heavy armor build, find that book as soon as you can. Because when you get into combat, especially in the early game, when your stamina is my character right now, this is day 1. I'm level 1. I gave myself some tier 6 gear just so we could perform the tests. But early game, that book is awesome. That negative movement penalty is a killer. So find that book as soon as you can. It will help to save your life. But now let's move on to number 9, Wasteland Treasures Volume 1. The next book on our list is Wasteland Treasures Volume 1. This book says, honey. I found out honey is a natural antibiotic and cures most of the nasty infections you can get these days. I learned a little trick on how to sometimes get some when harvesting trees. This is a very, very useful book. Now, the chance that you get from harvesting trees, it's not very high, but any extra chance to find honey is a good thing. Especially early game, infections are terrible. They suck, and getting those taken care of as soon as possible is you absolutely want to do that. You can hit up the tree stumps to get honey, but having more than one, as many areas possible to find honey, the more the better. So if you can find honey by knocking down trees, because you're going to be gathering wood anyway, so you might as well add that extra chance to find honey, because honey is one of the best ways and most abundant ways to cure infections. And as I said, infections suck. Now, I'm not gonna go around and hack down trees and show you how to do that, because folks, you should know how to hack down a tree. So there's really no need in testing exactly how this one works. Pretty much, you read the book, hack down a tree, you have a percentage chance to find honey. Awesome book. Another one that you want to try to find early game, but even late game, having honey on hand is always a good thing. So be on the lookout for Wasteland Treasures Volume 1. Let's go ahead and read that bad boy. There we go. Now, every time I hack down a tree, I have a small chance to get a jar of honey from that bad boy. Definitely a good thing. There's no downside to being able to gather honey from trees, as well as from tree stumps and regular looting. So find that book as soon as you can. It is a very, very useful book. But we move on to number 8, Lucky Looter, Volume 2. One of the greatest commodities in 7 Days to Die is ammunition. You honestly can never have enough ammunition. The more ammunition you have, the better. What's great about Lucky Looter Volume 2 is it gives you an increased chance to find ammunition in loot. Awesome, awesome book to find. It's a lot better than the brass and lead, because you use brass and lead to create ammunition. Well, Lucky Looter Volume 2 lets you skip all that crap and go straight to finding ammunition. So excellent book to have, and we are going to test just how good it is. So what I've done is I've got 10 trash piles over here, 10 trash piles over here. So we are going to loot these 10 trash piles, and then we're going to read the book and loot these 10 trash piles and see if it makes much of a difference. So let's get started. All right, let's take a look at our haul from the first 10 trash. 0 ammunition. Nothing. I mean, that's just bad. We didn't find a single bullet. Okay, well, let's go ahead and we're going to drop all of this stuff. Let's go ahead and read our Lucky Looter book. And let's loot these 10 and see if we find any more ammunition. All right, so that was the last trash pile. Let's go ahead and take a look at our haul from this 10 bags of garbage. And as you can see, we did find 24 9mm rounds, 18 7.62 rounds, and we found 9 shotgun shells. So before we read the book, we found nothing. After we read the book, we found a decent chunk of ammo. I mean, this adds up as you go down the road. So finding Lucky Looter Volume 2 is an excellent find because you can never have enough ammunition. But now we're going to move on to number 7, Urban Combat Volume 4. Urban Combat Volume 4 is awesome. It deals with jumping. Learning how to jump and land quietly is an urban combat basic. Learn it and stay alive. When sneaking, you always land silently unless you are taking damage, and jump height is not reduced. This book is awesome. To demonstrate why it's so awesome, I've built this simple little wood staircase thingy here, and I'm going to show you what happens when you're sneaking and you're trying to get up a couple levels, and also what happens to your noise level when you hit the ground from falling from a height. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get into sneaky sneak mode. All right, I need to make it up this here, and jump. Come on. What the hell? All right, this one we can get up. We can definitely come on. Get up get okay. All right, third one. We're gonna be able to we're gonna make it this time. Come on, get up come on. It's just one little block. See, folks, you can't even jump 1 meter up in the air without this book. It's rather annoying. You actually have to unsneak, jump up, get back into sneak. Kind of annoying. All right, now let's see what happens when we fall off a height. Let's see what our level is. Right now we're sitting at 35, so let's fall down and boop, goes all the way up to 62. That is without reading this book. So let's go ahead and let's get our book here, Urban Combat Volume 4. Let's use that bad boy. And now let's replay the same experiment. All right, so here we go. Wow. Oh, look at that. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. I can jump all the way up. No problem whatsoever. Jump. 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 There is no penalty for the height that you can jump while sneaking. Awesome. All right, so now let's do the fall one again. We're sitting at 35. And moving on. And falling. Boom. No change in the noise level when falling. I didn't take damage, only fell 3 blocks, so it negated the penalty from falling. As we showed before, normally when you fall, it increases your noise level. It went from 35 to 62. This time, after we read the book, it stayed at 35. Awesome, awesome book to have. Being able to jump the same height, whether you're sneaking or not, is awesome. Same with being able to fall down a few blocks without making a lot of noise. Excellent book to find. Definitely be on the lookout for Urban Combat Volume 4. But now let's move on to number 6, Night Stalker Volume 4. Night Stalker Volume 4 gives you Thief Adrenaline. At night, when the adrenaline is rushing, you will never feel the weight of your burdens. Never encumbered at night. Now, granted, you might not be out and about after dark on most nights anyway, but if you are, this little book can save your life. I went ahead and I filled up my inventory as you can see here. And I am really over encumbered. And look how slow I am moving. Oh, not cool. Not cool at all. So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to fast forward this to 2200. All right, so we've got 5 minutes here, and I am still moving so darn slow. And there is the night bell. And I'm out and about being silly, out and about at night, completely over encumbered. Way too much stuff on my person. But let's go ahead and let's use Night Stalker Volume 4. And we will, boop, fill up our inventory. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Completely back to normal. All of my, you see how all the slots went from encumbrance to normal slots? Even though my inventory is completely full, I do not have that encumbrance penalty because once that sun goes down with this book, Night Stalker Volume 4, you will never get encumbered after dark, which is great because I cannot tell you how many nights I have been completely full or almost completely full of loot, and I'm trying to make my way back to base, and then all of a sudden the sun goes down, and I am crawling. And when you're out and about crawling and you've got zombies that are running, does not make for a good combination. So be on the lookout for Night Stalker Volume 4. This book could potentially save your life. But now let's move on to number 5, Machine Gunner Volume 4. The next book on our list is Machine Gunner Volume 4. Also known as Automatic Weapons Handbook Volume 4. This one teaches you how to construct drum magazines. Drum magazines are absolutely awesome. They increase the magazine size for most automatic weapons. They increase it for the AK-47, for the M60 machine gun, and they also increase the magazine size for your little junky friend, the junk turret. We are going to go ahead and read this bad boy and head on over to the workbench here. And we are going to look up drum magazine mod. They cost 20 forged steel, 10 scrap polymers, 4 oil, 4 mechanical parts. We are going to go ahead and craft up 2 of these bad boys. Now, they do take a little bit of time to craft, but you know what? It's worth it. It is definitely worth it. Having the ability to cut down on the amount of times you have to reload your weapons is awesome. Not having to reload the AK-47 every 2 seconds is awesome. Not having to pick up your junk turret and reload your junk turret every 2 seconds is awesome. And especially with the M60, because the reload speed is so slow on the M60, having the drum magazine mod in your M60 is amazing. So we're going to go ahead and let those craft, and once they are done crafting, I will show you the difference in the magazine size for these weapons. All right, so first, let's take a look at our M60. Our M60 standard has a magazine size of 62. Now, this does vary because the specs on these weapons, they change. They're not standard, so not every tier 6 is going to have a 62 round magazine size for the M60. But it should be, they're usually within a pretty decent range. So let's go ahead and let's modify our M60. And let's throw in our drum magazine mod. So that bumped it up to 122. Almost double the magazine size. That is awesome. That means that this bad boy can hold almost twice the rounds that it normally could. That cuts down on the amount of times that you have to reload, which is amazing, especially for the M60, like I said, because it has such a slow reload speed. So now let's take a look at our little junkie friend here. He has a magazine size of 93. So let's go ahead and modify him. Let's add in his drum magazine mod, and that increased the magazine size by 92. Again, almost double. That gives this bad boy a magazine size of 185. That is a lot of ammo. And the amount of ammo that the junk turret can hold can actually be increased even further by throwing some points into turret syndrome. So, but that's neither here nor there. Today we're just talking about the skill books, and the drum magazine mod skill book is amazing. So Machine Gunner Volume 4 is an excellent book to find. It will save you a lot of time having to reload your machine gun weapons and your junk turrets. So be on the lookout for Machine Gunner Volume 4. But now we're moving on to number 4, Urban Combat Volume 3. Now we have all faced this next scenario. Let's say you are sneaking down the road or sneaking into a POI trying to be as quiet as you can because you don't want to wake the sleeping zombie jerks, when all of a sudden you come across these bad boys. And you walk across and, oh, listen to all that noise. Look at the noise level go up. We're up to 96%. What the heck? So we start at 35. We're sneaking. And oh no, 70. Oh no, there's 90. Oh, these stupid noisemakers on the ground. And they are everywhere. They are so annoying. Well, luckily, there is a skill book that you can find that takes care of this problem. I'm talking about Urban Combat Volume 3. Sneaking. Kicking one loose can wake up the hornet's nest. Sneaking over trash makes no sound. Oh, that is so awesome. So now I demonstrated before how much noise we make by sneaking over all this trash. So what we're going to do is we're going to read Urban Combat Volume 3. And we are going to get our sneak on. We're going to walk right over these trash piles and see what it does to our noise level. Now it will go up because we are moving, but you can see I'm walking right across all the glass, all the cans, all the trash, and my noise level stays relatively the same. It didn't go above 42 that whole time I was walking on the trash here. So 58, 42, 42, 43. Look at that, folks. Urban Combat Volume 3 is awesome. You can sneak over all this garbage to your heart's content and never have to worry about waking up the zombie jerks. So be on the lookout for Urban Combat Volume 3. But now let's move on to number 3, The Art of Mining Volume 7. The next book on our list allows us to bring a little illumination to the equation. I'm talking about The Art of Mining Volume 7. Lanterns. You can't work if you can't see. Learn how to craft lanterns, mining hats, and helmet light mods. This book is absolutely amazing. Lanterns are probably the best light source in 7 Days to Die Alpha 18. Mining hats, while they're not necessarily the most useful thing, it's kind of cool to be able to make them. But this also allows you to make helmet light mods. So you can throw a helmet light mod on any helmet that you may be wearing. That way you have a constant source of light anywhere you go. So the ability to craft lanterns and craft helmet light mods is invaluable. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and read this Art of Mining Volume 7. And we are going to craft ourselves up some lanterns and the helmet light mod. Okay, so first up, let's look at lanterns. So lanterns cost 5 forged steel, 1 headlight, 3 electrical parts, 4 duct tape, and 5 oil. Relatively cheap to make considering how much light they actually put off. And they only take a minute to craft. So let's go ahead and get 5 of these bad boys on the craft. And then let's look up the helmet light mod. We need 5 forged steel, 2 scrap polymers, 2 duct tape, 1 sewing kit, and a flashlight. And what's great about this is you only have to craft 1 helmet light mod, because you can put the helmet light mod into any helmet that you may use, as long as it has an available mod slot. So we can craft up one of those bad boys. It only takes about 1.5 minutes to do. And then you can have your helmet light mod. So once those are done crafting, I'm going to go ahead and we'll do the helmet light mod first. I'll show you what that looks like. Then we'll throw down some lanterns so you folks can see just how much light those bad boys put off, because it is a lot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our 5 lanterns and our helmet light mod. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our character here. We're going to look at our helmet here. We're going to modify this bad boy, throw that helmet light mod on, complete, and there we go. Boop. Now we have constant illumination anywhere we go. Now, I will warn you, if you are doing a sneak build, this light will increase your visibility when it is on. So when you're sneaking into an area with a lot of zombies, turn that bad boy off to get the best visibility possible. If you don't care though, leave that bad boy on and you can see, at least in front of you, you'll have constant illumination, which is awesome. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it to 10 o'clock at night once the sun goes down. Then we are going to throw down some lanterns just so I can show you just how much light these bad boys throw off. So let's go ahead and increase it to just before nightfall, or just after nightfall. That'll work. And it'll start getting really, really dark. Now, this is with my helmet light off. Look how dark it is. And boop, there's the light from the helmet light mod. Now let's go ahead and grab our lanterns. And let's throw a few of these bad boys down. Throw one there. Throw one there. Throw one there. One there. And we'll throw one down here. We'll throw one out in the middle of the area here, just so you can see how far the light radiates out. All right, we'll turn our helmet light mod off. Look at how much light these bad boys throw. It is so bright in here. And look at this little guy out here. Look how bright it is out here compared to over here where there's no light. And great thing is you can see that light from a long ways off, and it's very, very bright. Like I said, the lanterns are probably the best light source. Oh, look at that difference. Look at that difference. Boop. How bright it is. And you pick it up. Oh, man. Literally night and day. I'll go ahead and pick all these bad boys up too, just so you can see the difference. Look at that. Look how dark it is. Now we throw these bad boys back down. That is a major difference. Lanterns and the helmet light mod are absolutely awesome. That is why the Art of Mining Volume 7 is in my top 10 skill books list, because that book is amazing. The lantern light is phenomenal. It does not get better than lanterns in 7 Days to Die Alpha 18. Another great aspect, or another great thing about lanterns, they do not increase your heat map. So you could have 1 million of these bad boys and not have to worry about a screamer spawning in to come check out your area, because they do not increase your heat map. So not only do they put out the most light in the game, they also don't increase the heat map. That is a win-win all around. Find this book as soon as you can and craft yourselves some lanterns. But now we move on to number 2, Needle and Thread, Volume 7. One aspect of 7 Days to Die that can be a little bit annoying is the encumbrance factor. When you're out and about, the last thing you want to worry about is encumbrance. It sucks. You want to get as much loot as you can, but if you get too much loot, you get encumbered and you start slowing down and it takes you forever to get back to your house. And it's just a pain in the you-know-what. That is why I have chosen Needle and Thread Volume 7 to be part of my top 10 skill books list. Because Needle and Thread Volume 7 allows you to make pockets. The working man or woman can never have enough pockets. Learn how to craft cargo pockets mods for clothing items. This is an absolute awesome book to find. The earlier you can find this bad boy, the better. Let's go ahead and look up cargo storage pocket mods here so you can see what they do. That decreases your encumbrance penalty by 2, and you can install them into pants, shirts, and overcoats. They take 42 seconds to craft, and you need leather, duct tape, cloth fragments, and sewing kits. So let's go ahead and let's read our Needle and Thread Volume 7. And let's get these bad boys on the craft. Because they can only be put in your pants, your shirt, or your overcoats, you never need to make more than 3. 3 of them is going to take a couple of minutes, and they are relatively cheap to make. All you need is 12 leather, 6 duct tape, 90 cloth fragments, and 6 sewing kits. You can find this stuff everywhere. So go ahead and you'll craft those bad boys up. And as soon as those are done, we're going to go ahead and get them thrown into our clothing, and we will see what that does to our encumbrance. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we have our 3 cargo storage pocket mods. They can go on your shirt. So we're going to modify our shirt, throw our pocket mod in there. They can go on your pants. Modify, throw the cargo pocket storage pocket mod on there, and they can go on your coat. Modify, put that bad boy on there, and boom, we just gained an extra 6 inventory slots. That is amazing. Couple that with a few, let's see, we need 6, 9, we need 12 more slots. So couple the cargo storage pocket mod with the triple storage pocket mod. Throw a few of those on there, and you can completely fill up your inventory and never have to waste a point on Pack Mule. So we're saving points, yet we're still able to increase our inventory level. It's an absolutely awesome book that you should try to find as soon as possible. Needle and Thread Volume 7 is amazing. But now let's move on to the #1 skill book on our list, Urban Combat Volume 5. Has this ever happened to you folks? You're just out and about, running around on your merry way, la 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 la, not paying much attention when all of a sudden... Yep, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're out on your merry way when all of a sudden you accidentally run over a stupid little landmine that you never even saw. It is so frustrating, so annoying, especially in like the high grass areas. Sometimes the landmines can be impossible to see. That's why we have #1 on my list, Urban Combat Volume 5. This says landmines. Train your ear for that distant clicking sound of a landmine actuator and save your legs for another journey. Landmines won't detonate when stepped on. Oh, this book is awesome and quite literally a lifesaver. So, you saw what happened when I ran over the landmines before. Well, now let's go ahead and use Urban Combat #5. Let's go ahead and toss down a few more landmines here. You know what? We're just going to pepper this whole area. Landmine Central. There we go. Oh, look at all those landmines. Look at all that death. Well, not death for us anymore because we have read Urban Combat Volume 5. We can run across these bad boys as much as we want. We can sneak, we can stand on top of them, we can jump on them, and they will never detonate. Urban Combat Volume 5 is awesome. Now, I do have to caution you. Yes, you may not be able to set off the landmines, but the zombie jerks still can. Be careful when you're out and about. Just because you can't set them off, If you have a zombie set off a landmine and you are too close to it, it will still kill you. So be careful. Even though you can't set them off, just know that the zombies still can. And if you're too close, that explosion will take out you as well as the zombie jerk. But just having the ability to run over landmines without setting them off is amazing. You never have to worry about accidentally setting off a landmine and getting yourself killed. It will never happen. Again, with the caveat that you are not standing next to a landmine when a zombie sets it off. You can't set it off, the zombies can. But having the ability to run over landmines without blowing up is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I would highly recommend seeking out Urban Combat Volume 5 as soon as you can. So there you have it, folks. My list of the top 10 best skill books in 7 Days to Die Alpha 18. Do you agree with my list? Do you think I'm completely insane and that my list is oh so wrong? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know your list of the top 10 best skill books. If you found this video helpful or enjoyable, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. But for now, this is Saven saying, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me in Saven's World. And remember, the average gamer is always king of the hill on the bell curve.